Today we will learn simplifying radicals using prime factorization. So this is what our topic is for today. So simplifying radicals using prime factorization. I have underlined the title. Delete it. Now I'll take a few examples. Our example A is example A. It's the square root of 80. So we will simplify this using prime factorization. So let's do that first. So I'm going to divide 80 by 2. I always start with this smallest prime factor. 2 is a prime factor. 80 divided by 2 is 40. We're going to divide that 40 by 2 again. We're going to get 20. We're going to divide 20 by 2 again. We'll get 10. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So now with that 80, I will write it as a product of its factors. Okay, so I've got 2, another 2, I've got third 2, a fourth 2, and a 5. Now because this is a square root, what we'll try to do is we'll try to get groups of 2 factors together, the same factors together. So I'm saying these 2 will go together, these 2 will go together. So and we will change it to a different format, 2 to the power 2, and 5. Now we know that the value of this radical is equal to 1/2. So if I have something like 2 square root I can write it as 2 1/2. They're exactly the same thing. So I'll erase this and see if I say the square root of 4, and if I write it like this, and if I change that radical to times 1/2, cancel, and we will be left with 2. This is just a little bit of more explanation. So always remember the value of radical is equal to 1/2, I mean the square root. So a cube root will be 1/3, a fourth root will be 1/4, and that's the reason we will cancel it with the radical. Okay, so this 2 will cancel with the radical, 2 will cancel with the radical. I will be left with 2 times 2 square root of 5. 2 times 2 is 4, and a square root of 5. So this is how we will use prime factorization to simplify radicals. I'm going to take another example. This is our example B. Excuse me. And this time it's a cube root. 144, 144. We'll find prime factors for 144 first. So I'm going to divide this by 2. We'll divide 72 by 2 again. 36 by 2. 18 by 2 again, and now 9 by 3. So the cube root of 144 is equal to, so I will write 144 as a factor, as a product of its factors. So I've got 1 2 2 2's, I've got 4 2's, 4. So this is 1 2 2 3 4 and 2 3's. If you times 2 all these, it should be equal to 144. Okay, now because it's a cube root, so what I'm going to do is we'll create pairs of 3. So I've got this is a group of 3 2's, and that's about it. So I'll change it to a different format, 2 to the power 3. I will erase this first. Now 2 to the power 3 is actually 2 to the power 3 is equal to 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, 2 times 2 is 4, and it's equal to 8. So 8 is the cube root of 8 is 2. Okay, and so we are left with this 2, and we're left with 2 3's. So I will write them separate because I will simplify this one. So 3 will cancel with the cube root, and we'll be left with 2. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. Okay. So this is how you're going to solve, simplify a cube root using prime factorization. Now we'll do another example, example C, and it's the 4th root. It's the 4th root. I'll just write it a little bit nicely. And 4th root, and it's 162. So as we did before, we're going to factorize this. We'll use prime factorization to find the factors. I'll always start with 2, and 9 times 9 is 81. We can further simplify this. So we have factor of 2, then 3, 3, 3, and 3. So the 4th root of 162 is equal to 4. I will write that 162 as a product of its prime factors. 2 times 3, and we got 4 3's. Okay, I will erase this because I don't need it anymore. Now I can group them together. To the power 4, so this will cancel with this. We'll just be left with 3. They will go outside the 4th root, and we will only be left with 2 inside the radical. So this will be our final answer. Okay, and that's about it. So this is how you will use prime factorization to simplify radicals. So square root, you can just make sure you have to make groups of 2, and for cube root you have to make a group of 3's, and for 4th root a group of 4, and it will help you in simplifying it. Thank you very much, and have a good day.